welcome back to the sesh. We got an incredible show lined up today. Pedge Tattoos in the house, an incredible true story of an individual's journey from start to finish. It's gonna be a hell of a show today. Pedge Tattoos, everybody.
How you doing?
We got Pedge in the house. It's gonna be great. Let's just dive right in, man.
Yeah, let's do this.
We got Pedge Tattoos, mob associate. It's gonna be a great former mob associate. Apologize there.
Yeah.
Former mob associate. When did you come to America?
I came when I was 9 months old. That was when the influx, everybody was coming from the former Yugoslavia. A lot of Italians, Sicilians were coming in at that time too.
Right.
So I was 9 months old, and we came to Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Hey.
So that like Knickerbocker Ave area.
Yeah.
So I was on Linden and Irving, which is just a block away. But it was basically all the immigrants were there, the hub, you know.
Right. Right.
And so 74. We moved to Ridgewood, which is just like a mile away, half a mile away.
So you end up growing up in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Well, my early childhood, like a couple of years, I was in Bushwick, Brooklyn,
and then you moved to Queens.
Yeah, it was like borderline,
Right.
like so. Moved to Queens, everybody's trying to better themselves or whatever. We got
Ridgewood.
Ridgewood, and Ridgewood became on the map. Later on in the story, I'll tell you, but Ridgewood became on the map, and I was there for a few years, but because of my growing up and my dad being the way he was, an alcoholic and all that.
How was your what was your childhood like?
It was fucked up. It was I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't all peaches and fucking candy. You know what I mean? Like my dad would come home from a 3-day binge, beat the shit out of my mom. Every holiday was like fucking tables flipped over.
That's tough.
It was always like fighting in the house. I'd get smacked around.
Not a lot of structure, man. A lot of violence.
Nah, my dad was like fucking didn't even pay any fucking mind to me.
A lot of negativity, man.
Yeah,
That's what
a lot.
like.
So my mom finally left him when I was around 7. It was hard because he'd chase us down and stalk us, and he tried to kidnap me a few times.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's a fucking real dick.
Whoa. Well, how was the teenage years?
Well, the teenage years, growing up, before like being a teen, like when my parents got divorced and my mom had to move. We moved to Glendale.
Right.
It was completely Italian. It was like no Serbian, Yugoslavian people.
You're the only one.
Only one. I was getting jumped every day, getting the shit knocked out of me because my name wasn't Marcello or Antonio or fucking Alfredo or whatever.
Your name wasn't Sal.
No, man. It's like, I mean,
Anthony.
Pedge is my nickname because my real name is Predrag. So like everybody fucking just like,
really
just
jumped on you
abused the fuck out of me. And I was like,
that's horrible.
I was a quiet kid, like, introverted, plus I had high anxiety because my dad, like I said, used to come by and stalk. Like, came up to me one time, put a gun to me, and was like, I'm going to kill you by the end of the day, and I'm going to kill your mother.
Wow.
And I fucking pissed myself in school. Everybody laughed at me and whatever. My mom came in. It was a rough childhood, And
what that does is that just starts breaking off receptors in the brain and connecting to different ones. And this here is the start of the beast and how you end up having this
that's what
lifestyle that not a lot of people can say that they've had. I mean, this is the start of it.
That was my stepping stones, like it started my mom dating different characters, and the one character she dated, I fucking hated this guy. This guy fucking he was a fucking narcissist, but he was a gangster.
Right.
He'd come home, put down his fucking, gun on the table. And this is what you're
looking at.
And this is what I'm looking at, Then he'd get me in the car and drive me around and, like, take me to clubs. Like, fucking
start seeing the life.
I'm like 8 years old, 9, 10, and he's leaving me in the fucking car in these bad fucking neighborhoods, but nobody comes to the car and says shit. Nobody touch.
You're just seeing the respect that he has.
Right. And
he's not giving the respect at the house.
Right. No, not at all. That's the funniest shit.
But when you go out with him, and you're out in public with him, you're starting to see this life. You're starting to, whether you're being told this or not, or whether you're ingesting it as this man is a mobster or something along those lines.
Yeah.
You're starting to ingest the life, and you're starting to see
and I
it.
started to like it. Like I wanted to be like him. Like I took one of his guns. He had a whole collection of guns in the house. I took one of his guns to fucking school. I was like 10 years old. Open up the book bag, show the kids, and be like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was being jumped, and you know, whatever. My mom put me in karate, and the day.
And this is your teenager.
This is right before I became a teen.
Okay, so and, you're like 10, 11, 12.
9, 10. And then like I fought this kid, I beat the shit out of him, broke his nose, and nobody
start getting a taste for violence.
Nobody picked on me any fucking more. Plus, this guy that was like you know, my mom's boyfriend, like a father figure, but he wasn't. He would teach me dirty pool. Like, you know, he was a black belt in Hapkido, so he would teach me like really fucking bad shots that would knock people out, or you know, like break their jaw, whatever, break their nose, go for the fucking throat, you know, break the knee. So like I started just doing that kind of shit. And then in the neighborhood in Glendale, I started getting respect from the Italians.
They started noticing.
Right. And not to mention that these guys that I was growing up with, their dads were all somebody. Like, you know, they all had those like summer kitchens in the basement. You know the deal, like in, you know, Jersey.
Right.
So they would do all the cooking in the basement, and then they'd send the ladies upstairs, and then all the guys would start talking. We'd be playing in the other room. But in all honesty, we knew what the fuck was going on.
Right.
Ain't no fucking contract that got a fucking diamond fucking horseshoe pinky ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could tell the way the attitude is. They come in, they kiss each other on the cheek, and rub us on the head, give us $5-10 a piece, go get some candy.
So you start emulating this guy who's coming over to the house.
Yeah. I start emulating him. We started having beef. I was in my teens. He took my mom away from me. Like I was left alone a lot. Like for days at a clip, he would just like have her sleep over.
So he lived with you.
Yeah, he lived with us
in Ridgewood,
in Glendale.
In Glendale, sorry, in Glendale.
Right, and
Queens.
You know, he was just like, I don't know, like he would show me shit. Like he took me to the pizzeria that Carmine Galante was always there. It's like a restaurant. I've met him when I was younger. I didn't know who the fuck he was. That he was the don of fucking heroin. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I started seeing these people, and I started wanting to be like these people. And he was taking my mom's away.
The love and the respect that other men gave other men.
Right. And I don't have no brothers, no sisters. I was the black sheep of the family.
Right.
Because I just didn't want to do what everybody else wanted me to do. Oh,
you didn't follow the niche.
No, at all.
The European niche.
Right.
Coming over here.
Right.
Nose down, head down, hard worker, day in, day out.
None of that bullshit. You know, I didn't.
No days off, 24 hours.
I tried to do a paper route when I was younger. I was just like, I wasn't even delivering the paper. I was just going around and collecting the money, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, it was raining or whatever."
Right.
You know, I was being a dick. You know, like, and I saw that I could get away with being a dick. So you know,
and it starts working.
To all those people that keep calling me a dick, you know what I am. I'm a dick. You know, I don't give a shit. You know, I didn't get here for being a nice fucking
we
guy.
are who we are, you know.
It is what it is. Now I have to be a dick when I have to be a dick, but
it's different now because
I'm 53 now. It's like
you're up there. You look good though. You look good for 53. I tell you that. You look good.
I'm trying, man. I look better.
For someone to go through as much stress as he went through in a lifetime,
dude,
you know,
I've got so much anxiety because of that shit.
The amount of stress, though, you know, you look good, man. You don't have too many wrinkles.
But my teens, you know, to get to the question about my teens, once my mom wasn't around a lot, that's why I started fucking pushing that bar. Like, what could I do?
When did you start to drink the Kool-Aid? Do you think you think that you and the friend, you and your buddy, start drinking it around 16, 17?
Yeah, around that time. Kind
of like the time where most kids start to think that they're an adult or they're older now. You know,
like I said, I was first thing I did when I pushed the bar was I'd walk by people's house and see bikes. I would just jump on the bike and take it. So when I saw I can get away with that fucking rush.
Oh yeah.
So that was it for me, you know.
Yeah.
And then I saw like I changed. Adrenaline rush. Instead of me going to junior high school in Glendale, I went and I put my address that I lived at my uncle's house so I can go to Ridgewood. I wanted to go back to Ridgewood. Why? Because most of my people, you know, Serbian people, you know, Romanian people were there, and it was the guys that I originally grew up with, you know, up until 7, 8 years old. So I jumped back into that. I pushed myself into that fucking shit because I knew that's where the dirt was. Ridgewood was the hotbed. You know, Knickerbocker Ave was all the Italian cafes, mobsters. I was trying to like niche myself in there. I wasn't no ass kiss. You know, like a lot of these guys were kissing everybody's ass, driving them around, doing whatever, just to be around these people. I didn't do that. I had a not like a really crazy personality. I was funny. I was outgoing. So,
but you didn't put up with no shit.
No, man. That's the only thing that really opened the door for me. A lot of guys saw that I didn't take shit, so they tagged me along. They knew that I was the first one to jump. First, because I ain't got no brothers, no sisters. Yep. I give up my life for my friends. Yep. And they knew that. I was tight-lipped about shit. You know, they came to me and like, hey, this guy did this and this.
You don't say nothing.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I was there. Yeah. Like, you know, that wasn't me, man. You know, that wasn't me to talk. You know, but
you're
if
more of an action guy,
right? But yeah,
no talking.
Nah, man. Like if you look at my,
because you do a lot of talking, and you got to do a lot of backing up.
My hands are fucking so scarred up from you know, you didn't wear gloves to beat somebody up. You just fucking popped them. You know, so my knuckles are all fucked up. You know, I've got scars on my elbows
in the hands from swinging them hammers.
I've got like 4 surgeries on my left elbow just because of all the fucking fighting and shit that I did from young age. Yeah. You know, but yeah, the Kool-Aid just happened, man. Started hanging out in the cafes. I was slinging, I was selling a little weed here and there, a little coke. You know, I got pinched for that, but I got lucky. I was one of those guys like just at the right time, at the right place. Sometimes it was the wrong time at the wrong place, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It opened a lot of doors for me. And that's where I was associated with.
Who did you end up associating with?
A lot of Gambinos, a lot of
the Gambino crime family.
Bananos, a lot of them. In Ridgewood, that was what was up. There was a bunch of Colombos too, but not as much. It was mostly
Gambino.
Gambinos were the ones, and Bananos. So as we were coming up, there was a couple of different cliques. One was the Giannini crew, and they ran Fresh Pond Road. They ran everything. They were just like hired guns, man. They would do whatever the fuck, ATM robberies. They robbed the same bank twice in a month. You know, they had like 4 of the guys had like 5 murders apiece on them. They had 5 bodies. You know, they all ended up fucking ratting. You know, half of them are living in Boca. You know, so. But,
shout outs to Boca.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna touch that rat thing because
right.
I've got a few guys that I know that had to rat because they got ratted on, but that life was just so intriguing, man.
Yeah.
At the same time as
it's the adrenaline.
Listen, as I was drinking the Kool-Aid, I was very entrepreneurial. So like, I would just dabble in everything. You know, like. I was good in the Serbian community. I was good in the Italian community, Polish community. And I started doing window tinting. I started doing window etching. I would install car radios. My block was like 10 cars deep, double park, waiting for me to like window tint and whatever. I just never stood at one thing. My main thing was I loved the hustle, that adrenaline, like you said.
Right, you know? I mean, do you ever feel like at a point in time while you were doing all of this running around and getting involved in the Giannini crew
I wasn't involved with the Giannini crew. I did some business with them. They kind of like a few of the guys didn't really like me,
right? Because you're not 100%.
I'm not. Well, I'm not Italian. Number one,
right.
And number two, they just they had life by the balls, and then when fucking life turned, they all turned on each other. And I mean, they were like all fucking pinning. Oh, he was the one that fucking pulled the trigger. He was, So that when that shit was going on, I was like 90s, man, because they had their reign for a good like 8 years, Right. But that's already like, I'm already like in my fucking late teens, early 20s. But I met a few people. I'll give a shout out Frankie Fertolino. I met him. We ended up becoming pretty tight. But that guy was fucking.
You ever, in all your ventures and all the things you're doing, have you ever felt like there was the time, the famous words of did you ever feel as though you were gonna get whacked? Like you ever feel times. Like you were in a position?
Several times.
Just give us one whole story when you felt as though this may be it. This might.
Well, I can't really specifically give you one story because it's just that happens. That's where I started seeing the life was different. It wasn't about like the way they say La Cosa Nostra. It was this thing of ours or whatever. We were involved. I was the outsider, number one, and number two. dude, you get whacked over fucking looking at some guy's girlfriend the wrong fucking way. There was no sit downs. There was no They just come and put a fucking gun behind your head and fucking whack you.
And you don't even know.
Take you out to fucking dinner as you're walking out. Pat, right in the back of the fucking head. Drop you right there.
And and you've heard all these stories. And you were hanging out with them.
I was there, like, over a fucking beef of cards. A beef of cards at a card game. This guy Frankie just pulled out told the guy, stop shuffling the cards, whatever it was. Something was bothering him about the deck, and he was just like, "Yo, I'm gonna shoot you." And we're sitting there like, I just turned my head for a second, and he just pop. I turn around, he drops the fucking gun and walks the fuck. Him and his 3 guys walk the fuck out like calm as day.
That's empathyless.
Yo, and then this guy's like doing the Italian accent, like, man, he shot at me in the chest. We all fucking ran out. This guy got in the car, drove himself to the fucking hospital.
He lived?
Yeah, he lived,
wow.
man. Fucking, yeah, he lived.
That's, ladies and gentlemen, that gentleman there is cut from a cloth that no longer exists. They're not manufacturing that.
He was a pain in the ass anyway. I'm glad he got fucking hit.
He said, I'm glad he got
But
still, to get popped that many times to just walk off and drive yourself.
He was a heavy guy. He was a heavy set little short guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
you still cut from a cloth that no longer exists, man, to take some shots like that, man.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, like,
these days, you say something in a sentence, people get offended.
Well, I'm telling you, like, when I started seeing when I started seeing that kind of stuff go down, I knew that, I can get whacked over anything. And I give you a story. I was, I don't know, the guy came to my house. This guy Frank, he came to my house. I was taking care of the social club for a guy that was locked up. I didn't know what the fuck it was. My mom knew him, let him in. 2 other guys come in. And I'm like, what the fuck,
Whoa.
And he just goes, all right, opens up my closet, pulls out a fucking tracksuit for me. He goes, hey, put this on. I go to grab my gun. He goes, you ain't going to need that.
Whoa.
I was like,
right there,
like
sweaty palms.
Dude, man, I was flustered.
The hearts.
Yeah, and he goes to my mom. He goes, don't worry, Mom. Everything's going to be okay.
That's exactly what you didn't want to hear.
And I never kissed my mom goodbye or none. I kissed her on the cheek and I'll be like, I'll be back. I didn't think I was coming back.
So you didn't say goodbye.
Yeah, so like we just got in the car and we're going and this guy's quiet.
So what did you do? Are you sitting in the front seat now when you get in the car?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the front seat and he's driving and he's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. Like I'm like, oh, why is he asking me am I all right? He's gonna. And
you got a guy behind you, or two guys behind?
2 guys behind me.
2 guys behind, yeah.
And we go to the social club. He goes, open it up, and we get inside. And he pulls the gate down, and I'm just like, what?
So first you get in the car and you're thinking, you know what? Classic getting shot in the back from the dick behind me. Classic shot in the back from the behind.
I'm gonna be honest
but
with
you make it to the spot and now he's like, get out, everybody get out.
But I made it to the spot by looking at my fucking my mirror, like checking my hair constantly. Like, he's like, what are you checking your hair for? I'm like, I didn't put no gel in it. You had me just get up and go walk out the house,
Slick with the
I had that like fucking mullet with like the perm in the back, like typical fucking Guido. It is what it is. But we get there, we get in, he pulls the gate down behind him, and I'm like, I'm looking for plastic. I'm all like, this ain't going right.
Right.
He just turns around, he goes, hey, take all these video cassettes, because it was a social club / video club,
Okay.
So he goes, take all these video cassettes, get them
so
the
like
fuck out of here.
they rented videos?
Yeah,
and then on like a blockbuster type of mom and pop shop.
Yeah, mom and pop shop. But it was on the side, he had like a little door, and you went in there. There was a poker table in there, pool table.
Okay.
So it was like it was like a half and half.
Yeah.
So this guy goes, take all the video cassettes. I'm like, all right, start putting them in garbage bags, and he keeps hovering over me. So
it's like, making you even more
nervous. They're all hovering over me, right? Why ain't you helping me?
Right.
So Frankie's like, you all right? I'm like, no, I'm fucking really not all right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I go, what's this all about? He goes, well, tell your boy. I was like, all right, what? He goes, tell him I'm taking over. This is going to be my spot. If he don't fucking like it, when you go to see him at, in the jail, just tell him I took it over. If he don't like it, he could talk to this one, Fabio, so on and so forth. He started naming all the Giannini guys.
Right.
And I was just like, all right. He goes, well, what's the matter? Why you fucking, would you think you were going to get whacked? I was like, nah. You fucking come to my house at 8 in the fucking morning, wake me the fuck up.
Tell me to leave my gun.
Yeah.
You dress me.
Yeah.
You dress me.
It was, dude, that's just one. I mean, I got plenty of other stories, but I don't even want to fucking...
Yeah.
That just give me anxiety thinking about it.
But
that was just one. And I'm friends with Frankie to this day.
Yeah.
You know? And
because it had nothing to do with you.
No,
Frankie
and
just
Frankie
knew
never-
that you were in charge of that building, and Frankie had the issue with
listen, Frankie knew I wasn't going to put up a fight. I'm not going to put up a fight for... The guy asked me to run a social club.
So you ran it.
As a favor.
Right.
I ran it. All I did was, there was a guy already working there. I just made sure it was opened up, locked up, you know.
No problems
Right.
going on.
Nobody was like breaking into the pool table, whatever.
Right.
You know, shit like that. But
Right.
other than that, I didn't even want to fucking do that. But this guy, every time he got locked up, he trusted me. He wanted me to
Right.
like run his operations.
Right. So now that we're on the social club, we're talking about the social club, right?
Yeah.
So when did you have the bar open? Did you do
The
this?
bar was, I started going to a lot of Serbian, well, I'm going to say the truth, Yugoslavian establishments,
Yes.
all right? Because they were mixed, Bosnian Muslim, Montenegrin Muslim, Serbian, Croatian, Romanian.
Yeah.
And I was getting a little fucking fed up with there not being a Serbian place. There never was. It was, because we're from the former Yugoslavia.
Right.
So the war's going on, and it's like, I'm fucking pissed, man. Like, I got to listen to this shit. You know, I'm getting into scraps with fucking Muslims, you know, because... You know, you can see the size of my cross, but it's a 7-carat cross, man. It's a bit. The priest at the church goes, "Can I borrow your cross? Because my cross is bigger than his." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had a big double-headed Serbian eagle, and I was just ruffling feathers. Like Albanians didn't like it, you know, like Muslims didn't like it, and I kind of got out of that Italian mentality because I had an Italian tell me, "You're not fucking Italian. Get rid of your tassel. Get rid of the horns. You're not a fucking Guinea, you know?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, that kind of like set me straight, you know? I did a visit back home, and I kind of like opened up my eyes to what my culture was really about, you know?
Right.
And then I started banging into these bars, and I was really well known, man. I was known as fucking like a troublemaker. Like, I'd go into bars and be like, fucking take shots at people, and I mean, you know, shots at people. I'd fucking do what I need to do.
Pull a hammer out, start
Dude, for
banging.
real, like if somebody got like pissed me the fuck off, I was always roasted.
Right.
So if somebody pissed me the fuck off and I told them, "Yo, shut the fuck up," I'd be pang, that a warning shot. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was really young, dumb, and full of cum. You know?
Yeah.
And I thought I was fucking invincible.
Right.
You know? I mean, I even when I was slinging, I got fucking shot, and that didn't even fucking like sober me up and wake me up. You know?
Yeah,
Like, for real. Guy shot me in the leg. You think I fucking would sober the fuck? Nah, bro.
You just kept going.
That made me more fucking angry. That's when I started carrying a piece. And then I started carrying 2 pieces. They started calling me 2 guns. Because I'd have a throwaway. You know, God forbid.
Yeah.
God forbid. You got rubber bands. You got to throw it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I had my fucking 9 behind me. Lucy.
Lucy.
You know? So it is what it is. Everybody knew I was ready to go. And if something was to go pop off.
Lucy's coming out.
Right. And you know, I got mad, like, seeing all of this shit going on and how everybody's making money, and I'm going in there blowing $400 or $500, and if there's live music, I'm blowing $1,000, $1,500 because I'm paying the musicians to sing for us in Serbian or whatever.
Right.
And I just got a little pissed off. Said, you know what? I'm gonna be the first motherfucker ever, and I'm in the history books. I opened up Mood Lounge on Fresh Pond Road in an Italian-held fucking neighborhood in the middle of Bananos and Gambinos. I got permission. They were like, "Do it." And I was just like, fuck it. I went and I did it. I put a big-ass 40-meter fucking Serbian flag, and the bar was huge. And I was like, just nobody that's not Serbian or Romanian can come in. I was like, straight up, like, so I had pissed off a lot of fucking people. But I don't give a shit. I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've had some really bad scuffles where people came in.
Tough, huh? You got the bouncer at the door trying to split up nationalities.
He don't know, because I wasn't really hiring my peoples to, you know, because our people know. Like, you can see by the size of someone's head where they're from. Like, I'm not lying to you. Like, I got the big Bosnian head, man.
Yeah,
you know, I'm Bosnian Serb. So, like, most Serbians look a certain way. Most Albanians look a certain fucking way. You can spot them.
Yeah.
So I have to go to the fucking front and be like, "You just let fucking 5 Albanians in." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know they were speaking Serbian." I'm like, "Dude, look at the size of them ears. They're like fucking satellites, man. You can pick up fucking Radio Tirana." Like, you know, so it is what it is, you know. Then I hired one of my guys. He was a famous boxer, came from Serbia. Shout out to Jovan Pudar. You know, he's living back in Serbia now. And he was running my door, big dude, used to fight out of Gleason's gym. And he knew who to let in and who not to let in. And that was, you know, it was still, you know, at a point where there was beef at the door. Like, people wanted to come in. And I would go and tell them, "Look, you want to come in?" I open up the fucking drapes and I'd be like, "Look what's inside." 300 people in a space of 175 max.
Right.
And they're all fucking like Serbian. They're all fucking drunk. They're all angry. There's a fucking war. You know, like just happened. All these like immigrants started coming in, and they just like all of a sudden they're not Yugoslavian no more. They're Serbian. You know, and they just fucking hate everybody. You know. So I was just like, you want to come in? You can come in, but I don't guarantee you're gonna fucking walk out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, why don't you just go to Astoria where all the fucking Muslim bars are, or what? You don't see me going to those bars anymore. You know, once I opened up my joint, I opened up my joint. The reason I opened up my joint was I got tired of the bullshit. I wanted to make that fucking money. And let me tell you something. I shut down a lot of motherfuckers that had little social clubs and bars, and you know, they had music and whatever. They could have any music they want. I brought music straight from Serbia. I paid $5,000 airplane tickets, had them stay at my house.
Wow.
Yo, I pissed a lot of motherfuckers off. I got pictures with them, big name stars. Yeah. I had like movie stars from Serbia come to see my establishment. Oh, I'm in New York, whatever, just on vacation.
Wow.
Walk in the door and I'm like, oh shit, that's Sergei Trifunovic, you know, like, and I'll be like, yo, I walked up to him and I'm like, hey man, can we take a picture, this and that, you know? And it's really odd to fucking a neighborhood bar to have like these, you know, big name people come in. Like none of these little fucking social fucking dives or whatever had any of these big name people. No, they had regular singers that sing in every fucking bar from Jersey to Connecticut.
On Fresh Pound Road, they didn't have Frank Sinatra in there.
Yeah, I did.
They didn't have Dean Martin in there.
I had the Serbian Frank Sinatra.
Right,
you know?
right. No, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is what it is. Look, I did what I had to do. But it was also, that's where the connections were. A lot of Italians would come to my place. I had a little lounge area inside the bar, you know, and they would sit in the lounge area. I'd rope it off for them. They drink their cognacs, you know, whatever, top shelf stuff. And they talk business, you know. They wanted a different atmosphere, and they got along. A lot of the guys got along with the Yugoslavian Serbian community. A lot of the Serbs were, you know, doing shit, doing numbers, doing this, doing that, doing rackets. You know, they were doing it. So these kids would come, you know, teens, whatever the fuck, in their 20s, and they'd sit there and they'd do their talking. And I met a lot more people, but a lot of people knew me, so they would go, let's go to Pedge's place, you know. And I didn't say shit. I'd be like, yeah, you can come, you know. And
that's wild.
And it is wild, but there's stories in that bar that I'm gonna tell you, man. Like, I got stabbed in the arm, man. That's why I got this tattoo right here. I got stabbed with a Corona bottle. This guy broke the bottle and just jigged me. Whoa. Stupid story, but I fucked the hell out of him up. I pistol whipped that motherfucker, dragged him outside.
You got some more mob stories. You want to touch on? You want to touch on getting involved and doing some?
I have to tread lightly. Of
course,
you know.
Of course.
I mean, I've took drives. You know, there was beatings. You know, that needed to be handed out. It was just no questions. Like, if, let's say... Some collections here, some collections there. Yeah, and if it was like, just take a ride, I'd be like, all right, you know. I didn't ask questions, and it'd just be like, you know, they used to give me the nod like this, and I'd be like, fucking just sucker punch the guy in the back of the head, man. He goes down and just start fucking kicking him, you know.
Never fall.
Then there was times where, like, this is odd as fuck. Being in Ridgewood, the zip code was 11385. So the Gianninis and all these other cliques that were from Ridgewood that were running around wreaking havoc in the neighborhood, they would wreak havoc in other neighborhoods, Manhattan, fucking the Bronx, you know, Long Island, all these clubs. So one time we were in this club in the city, and the second floor had pool tables. And I see Frankie come in with Fob and all these other guys. Some of them said hi to me, some... They just didn't like me. Whether they were jealous, I don't fucking know. But a lot of people you find out are jealous because you're funny, you're outgoing, you're fucking grinding more than they are.
You hit hard.
Yeah, and it's just they just don't like you. So if they can make 3 guys hate you, they'll do it. So Frankie tells me, you know, they're going upstairs, but he kind of gave me like the wink, and I like, Frankie's a character. I was like, all right, you know, he gave me the wink. He went upstairs, and you know, I'm waiting for them to call me to play, you know, to play pool upstairs. Well, we're all downstairs, like in the club area. We're hanging out, we're doing our thing. This whole fucking place is encased in, you know, plate glass, you know? Tinted on the first floor, tinted on the second. So, you know, they call my name, I get to go upstairs, and I just see them hovering, you know, like, I think it was a hit. They were going to fucking hit somebody. Or they just wanted to fucking, like, make a name for themselves. They jumped And pool balls are flying, plate glass windows are breaking, pool stick. I see Frankie with the pool stick cracking this guy fucking straight in the fucking skull, you know.
Would you just get up there? You just
got the fuck up there, like not even 2 fucking minutes. We were racking the balls and like bop, 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 you know, like it went nuts. And you know, Frankie's just like, get the fuck out of here.
Time to go.
Yeah, time to go. And I'm like, I just got in, you know, and then, so I told my guys, let's get the fuck out, you know. And you know, we leave, and then we decide to go to another fucking joint like a week later. And the minute we get to the door and they check our IDs, they see 11385, and they're like, no, you're not, you can't come in. And I'm like, why? They're like, you're from fucking Ridgewood. You're part of the Ridgewood Boys, because the Gianninis weren't officially called the Giannini crew. They were called the Ridgewood Boys. And they got the name from this guy, Jerry Capesi, that used to write for the Daily News or whatever. He did all the mob stuff, the lore about John Gotti, and you know, he had all the inside shit. He gave them the name Giannini crew because they were working out of a cafe called Giannini Cafe. So that's how they got their name, you know?
And they all hung out there.
They all fucking hung out there under Baldo. Baldo used to work for fucking Carmine Galante, you know, and when he got assassinated, you know, fucking when they whacked him, you know, he was part of that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So Baldo opened up that fucking cafe and molded these fucking kids and set them on the streets to be like fucking stallions, you know, go out there, fucking, you know, do your shit. But a lot of them were just fucking, I mean, to be in your fucking 20s and fucking, you know, half of the crew to be shooters.
Wow.
That's nuts, bro. And like, I'm telling you, they did a lot of shit that was fucking nuts, man. Like, you know, but like I said, me personally, like, I didn't pull away from the Italians. I was never like so fucking up their ass, you know, like, but I got respect. And from those people who I got respect, I respected back.
You hung out in the areas, and they were like, "Hey, let's just go take a ride."
Yeah,
you know, and that's how it starts. You know,
that's how it starts. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had. I can't say the pleasure. I've never had the that uncomfortable feeling of somebody putting something in my hand and saying, "You got to do this." I've never had that. I did it always with my fucking hands. You know what I'm saying? If we had to jump somebody, we jump somebody. I mean, you know, I hate to keep getting back on Frankie. But, you know, I did a lot of hanging out with Frankie. So whoever he was with, you know, I mean, there's other guys that I was with, you know, in my earlier teenage life when I was DJing, I had this guy, Ralphie Schuler. He got popped. He got popped by Vito Guzzo, who's an up-and-coming, like, I think he was going to get his button if he wasn't made. I think he was made. I'm not sure. But he's doing 25 to life.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, Ralphie was...
You're not ever coming home.
Ralphie was he was working in the pizzeria, but he was hustling on the side. And then one day he gets this diamond pinky ring. He's driving the Benz. You know, you knew he was up and coming. He was.
It's usually how you figure something out, because pizza guys don't have pink diamond rings and driving BMWs. You know, I was a pizza guy, so I know.
But it was it was heartbreaking to me, like when I heard that he got whacked. Because they found him in the fucking car, 3 shots to the fucking face, to the head.
Wow.
And he was tied up in there and left at fucking JFK airport. Wow. Yo, stinking in 110-degree heat, man. Like for about a week.
Closed casket, man.
That's it. Yeah, his mom.
Closed casket, man. I mean, you in the car for that long.
I started, like, from that point on, I started thinking different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once that happened, I had my reputation with the Italians. If I ever had a beef, I used to go to Bobby Glasses. You know, he was kind of like a mentor to everybody in the neighborhood. He was the loan shark in the area, you know? And he was one of the main made guys fucking in the Gambino crew that we used to call out, like, orders, you know what I'm saying? There was 3 guys, John Gotti, I don't forget the other guy, and it was Bobby Glasses.
Right.
So, and you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of other guys I can mention by name, but
when did you end up moving out to Jersey? Shout outs to the Garden State. Yeah, that's Jersey, where I'm from, Jersey.
Jersey. I was looking to move out to Long Island, you know.
Passaic County. I was born in Bergen.
Nice,
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah. You know?
So I wanted to move out to Long Island just to be close because I had a 4-family building. So I wanted to be close to like.
So you had tenants and stuff.
Yeah, and I just want, you know, my mom was living there.
Pedge Tattoos, the landlord.
There you go. Right. Yeah. So
Don't have late rent, people.
Oh, I never did.
Don't have late rent.
I even had one issue where the guy didn't pay me rent for like 2 months.
He's
and I made
coming
sure
with
he
the
paid.
lunch boxes to fucking blacken your eye.
Yeah, right. I mean, once I bought that building, everybody knew who the fuck I was.
Right.
So the tenants were all like, "We kind of heard about you," and I'm like, "Well, I just want my rent on the 3rd. You could give it to me on the 1st, I'd appreciate it, but 3rd, you go to 5th, I'm gonna start fucking like knocking on your door on a regular. Like I'll be just pop, 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 sit in the corner, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I never. I'll tell you honestly, up until I sold the place, I never had one person fuck me over with the rent. I had this Spanish guy. He was trying to fucking fuck me for 2 months. And I was just like, yo, don't make me call people to come down here. So a car pulled up in front of the house. And I was just like, yo, you got like a month, you got to move. And he was just like, no, I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm like, you're fucking moving.
Right.
I was like, and then he's like, you know who I know in Bushwick? And I'm like, name the guy. And then I got that guy to come talk to him and say, yo, Pedge wants you to leave. You're fucking leaving.
You're leaving. Yeah.
You're leaving.
Yeah, you're done here.
Yeah,
you're done.
I just wanted to get rid of him because he was just being a dick. Anyway, so, yeah,
So you get rid of the building.
I didn't get rid of the building. No, I moved to Jersey.
You moved to Jersey.
Kept the building. I just did like what's closest 45 minutes, that type of thing, and I just pointed on the map. I found West Milford. I couldn't find anything in West Milford. Looked for about a year or two. The reason I wanted to move, I wanted to get out of the neighborhood. I was warned, like, my son was born, and I promised I'd never carry a gun again. So I never carried a gun again, but I was still dabbling. I sticking my finger in the pond,
Yeah.
And I went to the cafe and had my kid with me.
It's hard because it's like that's what you knew. You know what I mean?
That's
like
all I knew.
You didn't know a 9 to 5.
Well, I did have a 9 to 5.
Well, you weren't sitting in a friggin' cubicle. You know what I mean?
No. I had one of those jobs where you just did 4 hours worth of work and you could take off after 4.
Yeah.
So I was doing the midnight shift. So it was like, I had to be there till midnight, but I'd fucking sneak out 9 o'clock at night. I'd go run my bar. I'd run business. I'd do what I have to fucking do. I always had my finger in something. I was the go-to guy.
Right.
That's what I was really known for.
You were moving around, sliding like grease. You were everywhere.
There was a time and place where I lived in Brooklyn for a year and a half, like before I got married. And I lived in Brooklyn, and I just wanted to like move out of the neighborhood and touch base. I started hanging out with the Russians. Oh, those are some crazy-ass motherfuckers. For real, crazy. Then I hung out with the Westies for a bit, and I found out that their leader was a Serbian. So when I found out this guy Bosco was in charge, the guy loved me, because he was like, "Hey, you're one of my guys," And I'm like, how the fuck does a Serbian become head of a fucking Irish gang,
Wow.
And yeah, man, he was running shit. He did some shit for John Gotti. Fixed a couple of jury tampering cases and shit, So, yeah, like, I was in every community. I was known. Like, I'm not going to sit here and, I don't want to brag. I really don't.
Right.
Because the haters that are out there are going to fucking...
We're just telling it like it is.
Yeah, they're gonna hate. They're going to probably fucking say whatever they're going to say. I really don't give a shit. The people who do have love for me and vouch for me, they will still vouch for me. I'm not here to say I was
burnt bridges.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, there's some bridges I want to fucking burn that I already burned because they're a bunch of fucking assholes. Try to have me whacked.
Right.
But anyway, I just, I'm me. I'm a character.
Yeah.
I piss off a lot of people. I come
It's
off
better than being pissed on.
Yeah, for fucking real. I don't. That's one thing. I got beat up as I was growing up. I wasn't about to get beat up no more. Yeah, I got some lumps along the fucking way. But don't think that I didn't come back looking for you. Yo,
comes with the game.
I got hit with a fucking baseball bat square in my fucking head.
Whoa.
I got a thick fucking head. I got a big head. This guy hit me. I fucking saw stars for 3 days. And I thought for sure he was going to come whack me again. And my boy just came up and pop! Fucking shot him straight in the shoulder, bro.
Whoa.
And I was just like, and I wasn't even the Italians I was hanging out with. That was fucking like Albanians, Serbians, fucking Montenegrians. It was just, I was fucking everywhere. I was known in the Serbian community in Chicago. I was known in fucking Vegas, Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Almost had a stint in Vegas, right? But then
almost. But we can't talk about that. But I kind of expunged whatever I could expunge out of my fucking past.
Right.
It is what it is. I've done a lot of shit that I can't talk about and I don't want to talk about. This whole thing was just for for shit and giggles. You know,
right,
it's probably
for
gonna be
sure.
one of my last, like, anything to do with, you know, mob.
Right.
Because it's just gonna get fucking played out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can only tell a story.
You know,
You know?
yeah,
You
exactly.
tell it,
So
you
many
tell-
times,
yeah.
and it's like, you know, I'm always mentioning the same people. That's because I get permission from these people.
So you moved out to Bloomingdale from
Bloomingdale, from fucking from Glendale.
from Glendale.
Yeah,
What a definitely change of pace,
dude.
Right?
Acre,
I mean-
acre of land.
Wow.
Acre of land. Colonial house, brand fucking new.
Wow.
Fucking, you know, brand new build. Had the builder stop, you know, fucking doing anything inside. I had all my boys come that
Because
owed
you
me
wanted
favors.
it done
Yeah.
Pedge's way.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. Like, I had a kitchen that was 18 by 19 open. My kitchen cost like $75,000. I mean, like, I hooked it the fuck up. It was like my paradise. I had a big backyard. My son didn't know. He was already like 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fucking know. Like, he don't remember Queens, you know?
Right.
So I still had to go collect rent, you know, and I did that. I went to go collect rent. And then I stopped collecting rent. And then I had somebody vouch for me in Costello Park, you know.
Hey,
in
Patterson, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I had somebody vouch for me out there just in case
Yeah.
I wanted to do a little something. I didn't step on anybody's fucking toes. If I had to pay tax, I pay tax. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. And, you know, but the reason why I moved was because Bobby Glasses, God rest his soul, he took a liking to me. And he told me, he goes, you know, you got a kid now. He goes, you want to go around fucking putting the bassinet down, beating up fucking people. He goes, looks ridiculous. He goes, you got a chance. Get the fuck out of here. You know, move to Long Island. You know, further yourself away from this shit. Like, he knew what was going on. He knew. He was trying to beat a double murder rap at the time. You know,
Wow.
and he was loan sharking for years. He was in everything. You know, machines, joker pokers, everything. You know,
Right.
But he was I got to see a different side of him. You know what I'm saying? So I took what he said to heart, you know? And I was trying to move out. But, you know, that life does not let you, you know.
Yeah, you can't just move away and forget about it.
You know,
like
I thought
nothing never
right,
happened.
just because I promised I'd never carry a gun. All right, I never carried a gun. I had a fucking bat in the car. I batted a few fucking guys in Jersey.
Yeah,
you know how
yeah.
stupid they are up there. In
Yeah,
the
oh,
north.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
No,
done
come on, you're not like
I've
that.
done some. I said some dumb shit. I've done some dumb shit.
No, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know. Yeah.
I didn't fit in. I moved into a town of fucking 2,200 people,
Right.
and I'm walking around in a fucking tracksuit with this fucking 200 grams of gold around my fucking neck, 7 carats.
Somebody's
I
gonna
don't
say
look
something.
good. Somebody said something right away. They were just like, "You're not from around here, are you?" And I'm like, "No, what gave it away?" They're like, "The fucking accent and that gold chain." So I started leaving this gold chain home.
What gave it away was you was in Bloomingdale.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and
That's what gave it away.
And it was good for my son. He got to grow up country.
Right.
Like, he got to see a different life. Something
Calm,
that
quiet.
something that I didn't fucking
No
have.
police cars every 5 minutes. No gunshot sounds. No
and my
yelling
son
and
didn't know.
screaming.
My son didn't know that I was this other, you know, person.
Yeah.
You know, I never took him
The
on
double
trips.
life.
Right.
You
I
were
never-
just daddy to him. You weren't.
I was soccer
daddy
dad.
to
I started dressing.
executioner.
Yeah, I was like, you know, if there was a beef and, like, you know, I jump out of the fucking car, yo, what's your fucking problem? My son knew that I knew how to take care of myself because I had my son signed up in fucking MMA.
Right.
And I did MMA before MMA was MMA.
Right.
I did, you know, Shotokan, I did fucking Taekwondo, I did what's the other thing I did? I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I did Muay Thai, and I just did my own, you know. I never went into a dojo for too long of a time, you know. I just 6 months here, 8 months there. I got trained by some super fucking cool people. I got trained by fucking one of the Gracies, you know.
Oh,
I got
Hoist Gracie's a legend.
yo, for real. So, you know, I got my son into it because I didn't want my son fucking being picked on the way I was. And there was a party we went to.
That was like the Ken Shamrock days of
Yes,
UFC.
yes.
Yeah.
So
the early days.
Right. So, you know, I mean, I was a street fighter, straight up. So if you want to call that MMA, you call that MMA. You know, I could take 2 guys, 3 guys if I had to. You know, today, I don't think I'd be able to. I'd fucking just shoot them. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I could give one good fucking haymaker, and if I don't crack your fucking jaw, I'm going to have to fucking shoot you in the head. I'll take my chances with the Florida fucking state
Right. You can't be
troopers.
going no 10 rounds, 3
Nah.
minutes apiece.
Yo, dude, for real, I tried to. Like, I went to the gym, I tried to do the bag. Yo, I was dead in 5 fucking minutes.
Right.
You know, like, it is what it is. So I got my kid into this karate thing, and he could take care of him fucking self. And, you know, I was proud to see him, you know, like, not fucking be bullied. Because I took him
Right.
to a party, he got bullied. And that's why I put him in karate, break him out of that shell. I didn't want to teach him my dirty pool, but I ended up teaching him my dirty pool, and then I put him in the fucking the McDonald's of Tiger Schulman's karate. That's the McDonald's of fucking karate schools.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's all bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
So I put him in there and fucking
trying to teach you structure and stuff, you know, not to be a killer.
No, this teacher was a dick. This sensei was a real dick. He kept picking on this one kid like he was a star pupil, and all the other kids had to pick up the slack. And I got pissed the fuck off, and I said, "Yo, you know, sensei, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, you got to show me respect when you come to my dojo." So I just took off my fucking shoes. Bent in front of him. I was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up. Right in front of your students. I said, yo, why is my son still a fucking white belt? I'm like, he's a high red in another school. I said, and I bring him over here and you're not even teaching him shit fucking jujitsu. You're teaching him fucking bullshit karate. Like, you're supposed to be an MMA school. So, you know, long story short, some guy saw that I was getting like fucking really loud inside. He was off-duty cop, pulled me to the side. He's like, look, I could tell you're from New York, you're not from Jersey. He goes, and this was in Wayne, right? I'm fucking man. 23, you know?
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, so I know where Wayne is.
I was all like, yo, I was like...
It's another nice town, nice neighborhood, rich houses.
A lot of mobsters, too. You know? Yeah. So I was like, he pulled me out. He was like, yo, just calm your shit. He shows me his badge. He goes, this guy is a douche. He goes, just sign your kid out. And I was just like, I signed him out. They tried to sue me for the year because I signed the contract. I went to the doctor. The doctor wrote a fucking letter. He's got a heart condition. You know, go fuck yourself.
You're done.
I'm done with this guy. Yeah. And I'd run into him on 23 here and there at the Five Guys fucking burger joint. And he'd look at me. I'd be like, you want to step outside? I'll fuck you up. I don't care that you're
this is my dojo
degree.
Now, pig.
Yeah, I'm like, you want to step outside? I'll fuck you the fuck up, man.
Wow.
But, you know, my son got to see me get loud a few times, but he's never gotten to see that side of me.
So you're up in Bloomingdale, right?
Yep. Boring as fuck.
You're
I spent about 7 years there.
Not a lot of good pizzerias up there. There's not much.
There was one. It was called Pizza One.
Okay.
And they were pretty close, but no cigar. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the water, which that makes a big difference.
Right.
You know that. You know that here.
Yeah.
Same shit. You know, pizza ain't pizza. You know.
It's different.
Except at Verrazano's.
Yeah, the Verrazano's is official. Check it out. Shout outs to Dig, setting all of this up, initiating the conversation.
Yeah, that was nice of him, man.
Initiation,
we started shooting shit because he's from Staten Island, and we just like I met him at a barbershop. The minute he started talking, I said, "You from New York?" And he's just like, "Yeah, you too." Well, where at? You know, and he's like Staten Island. I'm like Queens. We just hit it off from there. He goes, "I got a pizzeria." Threw me a business card. I've been a fucking loyal customer ever since.
Yeah, hell yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah.
When did you get diagnosed with cancer? Is that while you were up in Jersey?
Yeah.
In the Bloomingdale there?
Yeah. I had a stage 2 when I was in Queens. I had it removed and everything was cool. And I was always going to the doctor. And
stage 2 is a serious thing.
But they lucky they yanked it out, and it was, you know.
Oh, you caught it. You
caught it early.
Good. Good.
And then after, you know, like my son was born and all of that, I started getting a little sloppy. You know, I come to vacation here in Florida 4 times a year, and I had a condo on Siesta Key. And
beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful beach.
Yeah,
beautiful.
So we'd go there,
White
then we'd
sand.
hit fucking Orlando for 3 days, and then we'd hit you know, Tampa. We'd hang out. My godparents are here. We don't talk anymore, but you know, my godparents are here, and so we'd visit them. We'd do like a 2-week thing. I'd pull them out of school. I didn't give a flying fuck, and I kind of got a little lazy with the going to the doctor and getting, you know, scoped, and
right.
I didn't get scoped for like 3 years, and something was telling me something's up. I got scoped, and they
were like, yeah,
it's stage 3.
Whoa, it came back.
Yeah.
Strong.
Same fucking motherfucking place.
Wow.
Like
came
a
back
millimeter.
Strong.
Yeah, it was a proplastic tumor.
Wow.
So they removed it. I went like within a span of 6 months, like 3 or 4 times to get, you know, scoped.
They didn't do like chemo or nothing?
Yeah, after they put me on some kind of new chemo where they put this machine on top of you. Wow. They give you a shot in the arm. Dude, I lost taste. Wow. I tasted metal for like 8 months.
Like you got a fucking roll of nickels in your mouth.
I swear to God, it felt like I was always chewing on spoons. I couldn't taste watermelon. I couldn't taste.
Oh my God.
The only thing I could really taste was chocolate milk, but it was a hint.
Right.
A hint.
Right.
I was puking all the time. My ex at the time was, you know, she was having an affair. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
It was a really fucked up situation
because it was all happening at once.
It's like having the rug pulled out from
But
under you.
but if there was one man who could get through this stage 3, it definitely had to been you because of just the things you've gone through. Mentally, I'm saying mentally.
I'm going to be honest with you. This was a real fuck up for me. Like, I wanted to commit suicide. I really did. Because everything that happened at once, and my son to look at me and my son to make me protein shakes, kid's like fucking, 8, 9. He's making me protein. This kid like looked at me as I'm God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to go in the basement and put the 9 in my mouth and just fucking blow my brains out. Because I was losing fucking dramatic weight. I went from like 254 to like $180.
Wow.
Because the chemo fucks you up, man.
Yeah.
And I went from...
Did you start losing hair? That must have been
No,
tough.
that's the only thing. I didn't lose hair, but like my hair...
That head is strong.
Well, yeah.
That is
like
strong
the
up
Bosnian
there.
head, Bosnian Serb head.
He's got the strong head.
But the thing that fucked me up was just that, like, I colored my hair. I've been coloring my hair since I'm like late 20s because I just... In my family, everybody goes gray quick,
Yeah.
So I touched it up today for you guys,
Thank you.
Make it look good.
Thank you.
But
having the kid look at you like that must have been some of the toughest things you had to do because
I cried.
You care so much about the kid, and you know how he views you. Yeah. He views you as a superhero to him.
Yeah, and
so
I
to
was
see
to
the
him.
superhero crumbling in front of him.
I'm gonna say straight up, thanks to God, thanks to my son for being the kid that he is.
Right.
I was nothing like him when I was a kid.
Right.
In the beginning stages, I was that nice
but
kid.
He had, but give yourself some credit because he has a guy that raised him, that knew what it was like to have a child, and no one loved that child. You felt that.
I'm going to tell you something.
You went through that.
I went through all of that, but I'm going to tell you something. I wasn't ready to be that stay-at-home dad.
But no one is. No one's ready to be a
father.
I'm
gonna be honest. Listen,
you
I was
run
ready.
right into
Listen,
it.
I was ready to be a dad, but I thought I was going to be that dad that came home for 2 hours and, hey, how you doing, son? Take him out this, take him out the games, whatever. My ex put him in my lap after 30 days, and she goes, this motherfucker cries too much. I can't take him. I want to go back to work. Needless to say, now I know why, she wanted to go back to work.
Right.
But I had no choice. I had to raise this kid. So I did. I stepped up to the plate. I didn't go hustle for a bit.
A lot of men don't do that.
Well, listen, I'm going to be honest with you.
A lot of men
I grew my childhood that I didn't have, that abusive thing and all of that shit that I went through. Mm-hmm. I gave my son everything. Like, just to make him laugh was my goal.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck that he had colic for 3 months and he was crying. I was only sleeping 45 minutes. I couldn't hit the gym. I couldn't do whatever. I didn't care that I couldn't go to the coffee places. And, dude, people knew I was being a stand-up guy. I was right. Maybe that's why Bobby Glasses saw that,
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest.
Trying to fight for your kid.
Yeah. And I did what I did. And that kid looked at me as mom and dad. Because my ex only was home like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And she didn't do fucking shit. She didn't get up no fucking 3 a.m. feedings. I was doing everything. So I did everything that I didn't get a chance to have. I became that father that I never had. Right. And I'm going to be honest with you. I can't understand how my dad was jealous of me. To be jealous of your own fucking son.
That's crazy.
And I could tell you stories. Motherfucker tried to have me fired. I worked with him. Tried to have me fired because I was doing a better job than him.
Wow.
All right? He knew I had a reputation in the streets. He'd go and start shit in these little social clubs, knowing that these people are going to call me up, knowing that I'm going to show up five motherfuckers deep. It'd be like guns. I'm ready to go, bro. That's my dad. Once they found out that was my dad, like, he got one guy, the guy called me up and he goes, yo, you got to come here. Your dad's acting a fool. I walk in, this guy's got an Armani suit on. It's fucking all wet with alcohol. I go, what happened? He goes, lucky he's your dad. And lucky that I know that. He threw the fucking beer across the fucking bar and the fucking hits me. And I'm about to go out partying and I get my suit. I was like, yo, I got you dry cleaning, And he's just like, nah, I'm just telling you, keep your fucking dad home. So I take my fucking dad home. What do you think he does? Goes to another fucking club, starts talking shit. Why? You know who my son is? Why? And starts talking shit just to get me to get fucking, phone call to fucking show up, Look, I didn't want my son to see this.
Yeah.
Okay? My son met his grandfather. There was nothing there. Like, it was like hey, how you doing? He gave him $20 and he fucking walked away drinking his fucking alcohol. And I saved my dad's ass so many times that I didn't have to. I didn't talk to my dad for 6 fucking years. Because he spit in my fucking face. I came to him to tell him that I got cancer. I'm getting divorced. I'm losing the house. I'm probably going to have to end up moving. I can't live in Queens. Because the second after I had that cancer, you know, the divorce was going. I had to give up the house in Jersey. I gave it to the fucking bank. I wasn't going to let the ex get it.
Right.
So I moved back to my apartment building in Queens. And, you know, I was warned because I started dipping my finger in the pond again. I was warned. Like, you know, a guy came up to me, Vito, and was like, yo, what's up? He just got out, did a federal bid. He goes, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. He goes, dude, I know what you're doing. He goes, if I know, you don't think the rats out there know? He goes, who do you think put me, Bobby, and this one and that? He goes, 44 guys just all got locked up in the last 4 or 5 years. What do you fucking think? And I'm like, yeah, what? He goes, look, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. If I know, everybody knows.
Right.
You know, Bobby warned you a few times. Maybe this life ain't for you. You got a kid. You want to see that kid through a plate glass window? And, you know, that's where the, you know,
wake up call.
Yeah. So I kept asking my son, I know you keep drawing pictures of Florida, this and that. It's like, is that where you want to go? Because I fucking hate Florida. I like it as vacationing.
Right.
But I just, you know, the mentality down here was, you know how it is. It's very
different.
hard. It took me years to get used to it.
It's different.
But now that I'm used to it.
It took me years to get used to the heat.
Yeah,
it was
that's
so hot. Like everywhere I went, man, I couldn't breathe.
You can't
I'm like,
breathe.
What is
You're
going
fucking,
on, man?
you know, you're sweating balls all the time.
Sweating bullets everywhere.
You got to be everywhere. It's like from your car to a fucking AC joint.
Yeah.
You know, everything's got to be AC'd. I can't walk. Like when I went to sell my shit back in New York, living here 2 fucking years, not seeing anybody walking on the streets. You know, maybe a couple of people waiting for a bus. Very few.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You need a car for everything here.
Yeah.
I go back to fucking New York, and there's 10,000 people walking on.
3-4 buses run all day here.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
come on, man.
Over there, it's like bus after bus,
Yeah.
traffic. Yo, I had an anxiety attack. I was like, when is this house closing going to be over and I can get the fuck out of here? Meanwhile,
and that was the apartment building?
That's the apartment building, yeah. I had to get rid of it. I just, dude, you know, you can't live in Florida and have an apartment building in New York.
Unless you're going to pay somebody to take care of it. At that point, why?
Yeah, and I can't do that,
Yeah.
you know, and then to leave my mom's by herself in New York, and she's old. She got 2 new knees, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She fallen down a lot, you know, diabetes, heart disease, the whole shit. So I brought her with me, you know, and she's with me. You know, she's a pain in my ass, but she with me. You know, it is what it is, you know.
Shout outs to mom.
Yeah, shout outs to my mom, yeah. You know, like, I'm at that point, like, being 53, she's 73. We could talk, you know, like my mom has asked me about my past life. Right. She knew it. She didn't say shit when I gave her 1,000 here, 2,000 there. She never said nothing. I had my legit job, you know. I had my benefits coming in, you know. And I did a case on that because I fell down these fucking steps at work. This fucking dumbass fucking newbie that came in, wanted to try to grab the buffing machine. I told him, don't touch it. You do what I tell you. You mop up, you know.
Yeah.
And he fucking just grabbed the machine. I grabbed it. He tried to do a comp thing. I saw it coming. And I grabbed the machine. I went down a flight of fucking steps, threw my fucking back out. So now I got a fused disc in my back, L4, L5. I'm done. I got a disability pension.
Right.
I'm fucking done for shit. Once that disability pension, you know, kicked in and all of that, and I done, you know, I could stay home and take care of my kid. And I did. I wasn't going to argue. But like I said, I kept dipping my finger in the pond. I had to come back to Queens. There was no way this neighborhood that I grew up in is the same neighborhood. It's
and this
not.
is when you leave Jersey.
I leave Jersey,
and
go to
go
Queens.
Back to Queens.
I go
and
back
you go
to Queens.
in the building that is your building.
Right, I
and you
kicked
get
out
a
a
little
tenant.
spot.
I kicked out the fucking tenant, and I fucking they moved in like 45 days. They were cool people, and I moved into I went from 2,700 square feet and an acre of land to 555 square feet.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was
1 bedroom.
1 fucking bedroom.
1
bed next to bed. A big fucking screen for the kid. You know, he's got all the PlayStation shit, you know.
Yeah.
Everything that fell off a truck. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, it is. I'm sorry, but really funny story. When I bought the house in Jersey, one of my boys calls me up and he goes, hey, you need TVs? And I'm like, yeah, I do need TVs. He goes,
exactly.
He goes, what do you need, like 2? I'm like, no. I started counting all the bedrooms, the guest rooms. That, you know, I was like, I need like 8. And he goes, well, I got 15. I said, I'll take them all. I'll sell the rest. You know, I got rid of them things in a fucking week, man. I went to the gym. It was like, anybody want a TV for $1,800? And they were going back then for like $4,000. The you know, Samsung LEDs, real micro thin.
Yeah.
Yo, so I still got one. My mom's got it in her room. That shit's still cranking after all these years.
That's
you know?
what's up.
But like I said, I was the go-to guy. You know, like
Yeah.
everybody knew me for something. If you needed something, you'd call me up. I'd make a phone call. I'd make it happen for you.
You knew a guy.
Yeah, I would get blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wasn't, you know, like all these other guys. I wasn't so heavy into the mob life that I fucking shot fucking people on command or fucking, you know, ran numbers or any of that shit. The shit that I did that I'm not going to talk about, I'm going to leave a dead horse where it is, dead. But, you know, going back to Queens, it was the hardest thing. Quick story, guy that I saw growing up, and all of a sudden I seen him, and hey, what's up, little Vinny? Don't call me little Vinny, you know. And I'm like, yo, relax, man. Slow your roll.
I remember you when you was this big.
Yeah, when you were in fucking diapers. I used to put 20s in your fucking diaper. Get the fuck out of here, you know?
Yeah.
And he's trying to act all fucking juiced up, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when my fucking son saw it. Yeah, I turned around. I was like, yo, you embarrassing me in front of my son. Yo, fuck you and your son.
Whoa.
Yo, I was like, boom.
Whoa.
And I picked him up. He fell down. I picked him the fuck up. I said, you do what you got to do because I know what's going to happen.
You're a nice guy.
You know? So I picked him the fuck up. I said, you do what you got to do. Yeah, I knew it right away. I get a phone call. Yo, Pedge, you back in town already? You starting trouble? Meet us at the cafe. So I go to this other cafe that I don't know who the fuck is in charge. Who's the captain? So I walk by and I'm seeing all these faces looking at me like, yo, I'm like walking like on plastic tarp, like,
On
you
the
know?
plank. You're walking the plank.
Yeah. So I get to the back and I see this guy that I know, you know? And I'm like, hey, what's up, you know? And what's going on, Joe? And he's just like, hey, you know, you fucking smacked my fucking nephew for no reason. You know, I'm a made guy. You don't do that. I go, whoa. I go, I can get Johnny. I can get this one. I can get all these guys to vouch for me. This fucking kid told me to go fuck myself and fuck my son. I said, because I called him Little Vinny, whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, that's not what I heard. I'm like, oh, really? I was like, you're going to listen to your little fucking bean shooting fucking, you know, nephew? I said, I laid him out because I got to make my bones again. How many fucking years I gave you people? How many years I had to, you know, cement my fucking reputation in the fucking streets, you know?
Yeah.
I go, fuck this shit. I go, do what you need to fucking do. I go, I'll get a sit down. I don't give a fuck, you know? I go, I've had sit downs for stupid shit, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, shit that I know I did wrong, you know?
Yeah.
I go, this I didn't do wrong. I have every fucking right. He disrespected me.
Right.
So he comes in, they, you know, forces us to shake hands, whatever. This kid didn't fucking like me, you know?
Yeah.
And as I walked out, I told him, I said, look, you could end this now, or you could end it 6 feet under if I have to go that way. I go, I'm not going to be looking over my shoulder all the time,
Right.
you know? So
You guys squashed that up?
we squashed it, but I'm gonna tell you honestly, there was always like that, you know, where I'm going up and down the Ave, you know, I'd see him or one of his crews or whatever, you know, they give me the stink eye, you know, and I started to have to carry a gun again, which I promised I never would, and I started to, you know.
So around about this time
Yeah.
is the time where you really
I-
started to think about moving out of Queens
I
for
literally,
good.
when I got sick with cancer, there was no more hustling. Okay,
Yeah.
and I came back. I didn't know what else to do to make extra money. You know, that fucking pension check ain't fucking shit. So I started to dip the finger. I got the warning. I just closed up shop real quick. You know, I didn't want to like step on anybody's toes. You know, being away 7 years and then doing shit in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like running around like by the Costello Park area with, you know, with
Patterson.
where all the fucking coffee shops are and all of that. Once I got the vouch there, you know, I did what I did. You know, hung out with some Colombians. I did what I had to do. A lot of Cubans in the area, you know. So, you know, you would be surprised that Patterson and Bushwick and New York and Queens is how connected they are. You know, all the chop shops are connected together. Everybody's connected, you know.
Yeah.
In my younger days, I boosted cars, you know. I did all of this shit. I mean, like, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm lucky to be alive. The cancer I beat. I got through the divorce. Met a new girl. You know, like quickly right after, like on a fluke. I wasn't even ready to meet anybody. And I met my girl Jay now, like on a fluke.
Right.
Bumped into her, disrespected her. Like I went to school, pick up my kid. I was talking to a friend. I just cut her. Like it's like, yo, excuse me, you know. And she's all like, who's this fucking dick, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm all like, yo, she said it in my language, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, you know I speak Serbian? She goes, what? She goes like she didn't know, like she, you know, thought you was some fucking dumb guinea, you know. I'm like, nah, like what the fuck, you know. And then she heard my name. She goes, well, that name sounds familiar. I'm like, well, I'm known. She goes, yeah, right, you're known. Fuck. You're like, she was like a little wise ass, you know?
Yeah.
And she still is a little wise ass, but, you know, you love her.
That's
you
why
know?
That's why you love her.
Yeah, I mean, she, look.
Spicy.
Listen, she knows me. She's seen me. Yo, she's gone fucking back to back with me here in Florida. I've had some instances here where I've had to fucking duke it out or put my hands up. She gets right in the middle. She's a feisty little bitch, you know? She gets right in the middle, flinging her fucking Michael Kors around. Like, she can take care of herself, you know?
No doubt, no doubt.
But, yeah, man, so I met her, and it kind of sucked that I met her right where I'm, like, getting ready to come to fucking Florida, you know? Yeah. And I keep telling her, I'm coming to Florida.
I'm getting out of here. I'm blowing this popsicle joint.
I came down here in May of 2016 to rent an apartment because nobody was helping me out. I have a couple of friends that live here. Nobody was fucking looking. One guy looked and he goes, yeah, I got you a couple of complexes, and I moved on North McMullen, you know, up in Safety Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice area.
Yeah, beautiful area. I did it because of the schools. I wanted to keep my kid in a good school system,
right.
You know. So, you know, Palm Harbor, Safety Harbor, that area. I wanted to stay away from downtown Clearwater, all of that shit. You know, I didn't want to go to fucking Clearwater High and all of that. You know, right. I wanted to start them right. So I came down, got the apartment. I paid fucking like 3-4 months up in advance. Drove the truck down. She took a drive with me. Drove the truck down. First fucking load of furniture. Rented out the apartment upstairs. I lived with my mom in the basement. My mom had the whole entire basement. That was originally my apartment. I lived with my mom for the next couple of months, and I kept telling my girl, I'm leaving. So, you know, came time, July, got the truck ready. I said, you can come, you know, stay with me for a bit, see if you like it. And, you know, she stayed a month. We kind of like had a couple of, you know, arguments, whatever. We weren't feeling each other out. I just did a rebound, married 20 years.
Yeah.
You're never fucking ready, you know, especially after fucking the way it ended, you know, like for me, like that was like the biggest betrayal, you know.
Yeah.
And having the cancer, that was always in the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know.
Is it gonna happen again? Is it gonna?
I'm gonna tell you, I had a scare again here in Florida where the doctor tells me come back every 2.5 years, and I'm like, yo, my man, I had a proplastic tumor. I should be doing this shit every 12 months to 16 months. So I went in, and you know, he gave me that scare where we found 2 polyps, and I'm like, well, okay, how is it? He goes, we'll let you know when the results come in. You know, longest 5 days of your fucking life, you know, waiting for those results to come in. You know, it's scary as shit, bro. Shit bullets, man. Like, and it is what it is. The nurse called me, and he goes, yo, I saw how nervous you were. He goes, I got the results. I know the doctor didn't call you yet. He goes, they're all 5mm polyps, but they're fucking benign. Yo, when I heard the word benign, I was just like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And then I told the guy, if I was gay, and I'd suck your dick. You know, I'm so like, thank you so much for like giving me this good news, you know? And he was laughing. He goes, that's just me. That's my character, you know? Don't think I'm gay. I'm not, you know, I don't swing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I was just, you know, for this guy to look out and call me, you know, a couple days early, God bless this motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
And now I go on a regular, and they found another proplastic fucking 4mm polyp, you know, in the crack of my fucking intestine. So I gotta ease up on the red meat, you know. But when you got guns, you're like this, you gotta eat that. You gotta feed them.
You gotta feed them.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So my son knows about my past life. He's 17. You can only hide talking about Uncle Frankie, Uncle Johnny, Uncle Joey, Uncle Vito. So long, and he goes, Dad, how come I never see these motherfuckers? Like, they just send an envelope, you know, for my birthday. It's because they're not your fucking uncles, you know? Like, I was just speaking to my boy Johnny the other day. He's 69. He got cancer. God bless him that he's still doing the chemo thing, but he's keeping it maintained for the last couple of years.
Right.
But he's out there running still. 69 years old, still doing the game. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the mob ain't what it was. You know, all of that shit. Like down here, I notice who's running shit down here, you know? Right. And there's no structure no more like it was. And if there is anybody up there that's doing it in New York like they were, it's quiet, it's hush. They got legit businesses and they're hiding their shit. I don't know what they're doing. Right. I still keep in touch with a lot of guys. I'm not going to mention names because they're still in the game. You know, God bless them. But, you know, I send out love to everybody that still talks to me. You know who you are. You still talk to me.
Yeah.
So the guys that we talking to, that's the love I'm sending. I don't want to mention names. I'm not gonna blow up anybody's fucking shit.
Oh, they know. You don't have to mention names.
How we doing
They
on
know.
time?
They know. Yeah, I mean we're
good.
We're
Hour
at
10.
We're at the limit.
Yeah.
right now.
So
we're at the
but,
limit. We're
yeah,
probably gonna
so-
wrap things up.
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It was an incredible show, man. I had an incredible time.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I for you, I'd come back and talk a little bit more if you ever wanted me to.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, I don't want to do any more of this kind of thing.
Yeah, no. Next time
'Cause
you come
this-
by, maybe we do a
Yeah,
different show.
yeah,
we do
this-
a different
this-
topics.
This for me was just like, you know, me getting shit off my chest, like a therapy thing.
Yeah.
And I've done a few other podcasts. I keep talking about the same shit over and over. I don't want to sound
yeah,
like...
but you know what? You're thinking about starting a new podcast,
Yes.
right? What's the name of that? It's gonna
That's
be
going to be called The Mood Lounge Show. It's
You
going
guys
to be...
got to look out for this as
Yeah.
soon as Pedge Tattoos
Yeah.
gets the ball rolling.
And it ain't going to be a mob thing. It's going to be me being me.
Yeah.
The character that people, like, love to fucking hate.
Yeah.
So I'll do a fucking topic. And if I go off that topic and I start doing imitation, because I'm fucking phenomenal at imitations,
Yeah.
I do Al Pacino, I do Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sly, I do Bane from fucking Batman, I do
Hey.
I do everything, you know.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I watch a character enough on TV, I pick it up and I start doing it. You know what I'm
Sylvester
saying?
Stallone there.
Hey, Adrian, me and Butkus, you know.
Yeah,
So, I do it. It's a thing because I was a
Right.
latchkey kid.
Right.
So that's my thing. It's gonna be me and my son. But I'm gonna have featured guests from time to time. I'd love
what's
for you
up.
to come.
I would
You know
love
what I'm
to be
saying?
there. Let
I'd
me
like
know.
to ask you about, you know, your fucking background.
Yeah, let me know.
I'm gonna have another guy that did the punk rock scene for 20 years. Tell me some
Ooh.
fucking crazy stories about CBGBs and the Rainbow Room and you know
Wow.
shit like that. And
It's gonna be wild, man. So you
Yeah.
guys look out for the Mood Lounge, man.
yeah, it's gonna come out
coming.
and
It's coming.
it'll probably be coming out in like 2 months, 3 months. I want to do a couple of like dry runs.
Yeah.
I just want to get my flow.
Of course.
Because it's not going to be this mobster flow. You know,
No,
it's not
no.
going to be my gangster thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be me being funny, me
Be
being a
laid back.
jerk off, me being a fucking dick. That's it. Me being a dick and making everybody laugh. And I hope that I, you know, get enough viewers and subscribers. And,
Right.
And I hope that, you know, I could build up a little thing where it can keep me fucking occupied. Maybe give my son a foot in the fucking door because
Right.
me and my son, we roll off each other. So
Right.
all day long, we just like shit and giggles.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day.
yeah.
And you've seen my son at the pizzeria when he comes in.
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
just roll off each other. And all day, like, I'll give you a quick story. I taught him that punch buggy thing where you see a fucking Volkswagen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you know, they stopped making them. All of a sudden, I see him everywhere. And my son is just like, punch buggy. I'm like, yo, fuck you, man. You're getting annoying with this shit, you know? So, like,
You're the one who started it.
yeah, and he's like, "Well, you started it, Dad." I'm like, "Fuck you! Stop calling me Dad." Like, you know, like he's doing this American thing. We're Serbians. He's supposed to call me something else, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like me. And
What do
him-
you say to your
Tata, you know.
Tata.
So he calls me Tata, but like when he's around his boys, he's like, "Yo,
Dad.
your dad," you know, my father. I'm
What's up,
like,
Pop?
"Fuck." I'm like, I told him, I say, "You get married and have kids. I don't want to hear your kids call me fucking pop because I'm gonna fucking pop them across the fucking face, man." I said, I want them to call me like the Serbian way, Deda, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's what you know, I'm aching for that. Him to get, well, I don't want to get married now, but
Right,
when he
right.
gets married and I get grandchildren, I want to hold them on my lap, start teaching them, you know, what I fucking taught him, you know, like. I think
sure.
I think I did a good job with him, and you know,
It sounds like you did an incredible job.
we have a relationship which most people here, you know, they don't have that relationship with their kid. They just let their
100%.
kid go out and do their thing.
Yeah.
My son looks for my approval on everything. He's good in school. He's a sarcastic motherfucker just like me, so that's why we roll off so
I was just
well.
gonna say, you know, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Dude, he's got jokes like sometimes I gotta give him a fist pump. I'm like, yo,
That was a good one.
That was ingenious, bro.
That was a
like
good one.
ingenious. Where'd you come up with that? He's
Yeah.
just like, I follow you. You know, I'm like, all right, it's good. You know,
Yeah.
so
The
yeah,
foundation of funniness.
So hopefully that show will come out, and
Hell yeah.
if it works, it works. I'm gonna give it a shot. If I get only 10 fucking viewers,
So what? You just keep doing it
I'ma
because
do
you're
it.
doing it for you.
Yeah, I'm doing it
you,
for the-
you and the kid are having fun. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, I got
And if
all
it
my
takes
gear.
off-
I'm gonna start doing some dry runs, and from there we take it from there.
and if it takes off, it takes off.
If
man.
it don't, it don't.
I just wanted to touch on the life, man. The life that this gentleman was involved in. Not many people make it out. You heard
Yeah,
his
I don't wish
stories.
anybody to be in this life, bro.
You heard his stories. Some people made it out and came and talked to him him and gave him some good advice. And
a lot of people didn't. A lot of people ended up in jail for life. A lot of people ended up murdered.
Yeah, I mean, this type of life will consume you. I don't want to claim that it's the easy way out, but it's different from a 9 to 5. Everybody's just trying to find their way in the crazy life that we're living, man. And if you put the effort that you put into being negative, into being positive,
100.
There's nothing that you cannot do.
100.
Okay, so my advice to anyone that's struggling right now, my advice to you would be to put your effort, your thoughts, your passions, your love, and everything that you want good to happen to you, speak it, breathe it, believe it, and do positive.
Don't follow the pack.
Do not do negative, man.
Don't follow the pack.
real.
Because listen, look, I had money flowing out my pockets. I used to have 5 G's in my pocket at all time. I don't got 5 G's in my pocket. Where'd that money go? Easy come, easy go. That's that life, bro. That's that life. And be honest with you, you have to go out, spend time in cafes and titty bars and, you know, restaurants and pick up tabs all the time just to make another connection. Dude, you're blowing 2 or 3 G's a night just to fucking hope to get a little fucking tidbit for 500, you know? That's not the way to fucking be. But you don't think about it when you're in that life. Because when you're in it, you just get consumed.
Yeah, you get consumed by the adrenaline.
If you don't have a father figure, if you don't have a brother, you don't have somebody, if you got a friend's father that you look up to, weasel your way in there, man. Like, just try to set yourself away from these people. Because today's kids are fucking dumb as sticks, man. I'm telling you honestly. Like, I see the kids that some of my son, you know, he hangs out with. They're just fucking dumb as sticks, man. They're stupid. They're smoking weed. They're like, okay, I did the same shit, but they're like sneaking it in the fucking bathroom in school, vaping that shit. You know, it's look. Just
federal charge if you guys aren't aware of this or not right now. Vaping with the medical marijuana or marijuana in general, vaping in them pens is a federal charge because they're looking at it federally as you manipulated the marijuana. It's not the bud itself. You're better off in Florida smoking the bud, having less than a half an ounce on you, so none of it's a federal charge. They dump it on the ground. They send you a ticket like you walked without a crosswalk, and on you go. All right, I mean,
drug 101. He's giving you all fucking drug 101. That's what you need to do if you're gonna do it.
I know a little something about it.
We need to do a pot show.
We could just say not do it.
You could have just said just don't do it.
Literally.
But if you're gonna do it, half an ounce and just walk in and you know just like play stupid and just don't don't be 100 yards from the school.
And also don't be 500 feet from a park because
here we go. And don't drive a white van and don't grow a porn stash.
You know, I know a little bit about a little something, you know, maybe on the next epi that me and you have on the Move
most
Lounge.
Definitely. I have a good time talking to you. I mean, we talk on the phone on a regular. We just bounce off each other. We bounce off each other, man.
You're a cool cat, man.
I like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could do something else. I see you got a couple of conspiracy
You're an easy
things.
guy to talk to, man. Just don't whack me.
Oh, fuck, that shit is done, bro. I'm so Florida now, it's retarded, man. I'm just like, I mean, I like, when I walk, I still got that New York fucking flair. I look over my shoulder.
I don't care how Florida I'm ever going to be. I'm telling you this right now. I'll never wear flip. Do you hear me?
You never wear what?
I'm never gonna wear flip flops and socks. Do you hear me,
dude? I don't wear.
Never gonna do that. All right.
I wear Crocs.
All right. I'm never gonna do that.
I've been spotted in Walmart with Crocs on and a tracksuit. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I got bad arches, man. Right? And Crocs is comfortable as fuck, but flip flops, fuck that, bro.
Bro, I be seeing people walking around with flip flops with socks on, man.
Yo, you know what cracks me up the most? Fucking kids be out here during the winter, be like 42 degrees outside, fucking shorts, socks up to their fucking knees, and flip-flops. Yo, what the fuck's up with that?
Come on,
Florida.
Man, you gotta listen, when you got flip-flops on, leave the socks at home, okay?
Yo, for
and
real.
If your feet are too damn cold, put the socks on, slip them in the shoes, man.
Yeah, put whatever,
what
man.
What are you doing? Crockett, man. Hit them with the Crocs,
we should do another episode on how stupid Florida is.
That's crazy.
I mean, I love living here. You know,
listen,
no mask mandate and all of that. I love Florida. I came at
Right.
the right time because everything's booming now. All these fucking New Yorkers
Right.
and Californians are coming, buying everything up. My
Right.
property
Just
went up.
stop coming in Dunedin, all right?
Yeah,
if you're
please.
From Jersey, you're from New York, you're
Yeah.
from Connecticut.
And
take that
Philly.
shit to St. Pete.
Yo,
Yeah,
Philly, a
go
lot
to
of
St. Pete.
Yo, Dunedin's filled with people from Philly. Bro.
Just leave Dunedin alone. I love Dunedin, man. The little ice cream shop down there. You got the little train car. You got the Pinellas County Trail. It's fucking cute.
And a lot of gays downtown.
Well, look, that's a whole nother Jerry Springer show. We're gonna cut it off there because
go.
we want to leave some food there still on the plate for you
Yep,
guys
for
to
the next
think
time.
about. For the next time.
It was my pleasure, guys, and
Thanks for coming down and seeing
yeah, I
us, Pedge.
appreciate it. And I just hope everybody, gets a kick out of this. Gets a little amusement, got a laugh.
Yeah.
Got to see you could get out of this fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
can.
You got to just. I had the hardest wake up calls ever.
The real thing is just try not
Yeah.
to get involved
At all.
In
Don't emulate these people because
No.
let me tell you something. Slinging and thieving and all of that, they ain't going to get you nowhere but a hard time here, especially in Florida. And today, everything's on fucking camera, bro.
Yeah.
It's not what it was fucking 20 years
and if
ago,
the
30 years ago.
and if the camera's not on, you got to understand this too. And if the camera's not on the corner, all right, it's in somebody's hands. It's
That's
on
right.
somebody's
Yeah.
hips, and that's all they need to just see you
For
walk
real.
by at that time. That's
For
it.
real.
It's a dunny bunny, man.
That's it. That's
Loyalty doesn't even mean anything anymore
Nope.
when it's on camera, man. You can't deny the camera.
No, 100%. Everything has changed. It's not what it was. What I grew up with respect, that's gone. Very little respect left.
Very different.
And I got out when I got out. Thank God I got out. Whatever it is, it's a godsend. I'm here. This is going to be my life now. You know what I'm saying? So I stay home. I go to the gym as frequently as I can. I get as much ink as I can. That's my thing. Every 6 months I get ink. I'm working on a chess piece right now.
That's what's up.
So that's it, man. I hope that I got out to somebody, not as an amusement thing, but I hope you could walk away from this interview knowing that, yeah, it sounds like it's fun.
Even
it's
just
not,
struggling
bro.
in life. Even just struggling in life.
The struggle's
you know what I mean?
real, and I just what do I got to show for it? I got this fucking 25 grand worth of gold around my neck. Got a fucking Breitling.
A lot of scars.
Scars up the ass, mentally, fucking
Emotionally,
physically,
yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah.
It's not fucking worth it. It is not.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Stay positive, people.
yeah, man, stay out of fucking trouble.
Don't lean towards the negative. The
Work
negative is
hard,
the easy,
man.
man. It's easy to get
If
angry.
you got to
It's
hustle
easy.
2 jobs, hustle fucking 2 jobs, bro.
It'll pay off, man.
That's it, man. Yeah, for real.
Check us out and look for the next sesh coming
Nice
out,
being
man,
on, man.
Spotify and YouTube. Check us out, man.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Thanks for session with us today, guys. Check out the description. We got a link tree in there. We're on YouTube now. We got video. We got an Instagram going. The_sesh_pod on Instagram. Check us out. Check out the link tree. Feel free to email us. It's all right there. Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, follow for when the next episode comes out. Appreciate it.